Darkest Dungeon on the PS4. We'll call this a research stream. I played this game without recording, without doing any commentary before, but it's kind of hard to make sense of this game once I start from the beginning and try to explain how I did this. So let's skip things. Let's see if I can do this. By the way, this game was generously provided by the Maryland Public Library System. And let's see, this game's still around $20 at GameStop. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. There we go. Alright. That's the first test run I tried to make. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to start from the beginning, though. And I can't turn down the volume. So I'm not really wild about that. Let's see if I can go to the options menu and do that. Because it won't let me go to the options menu from the title screen for some reason. And this game seems to be really sort of punishing in like you don't really have a lot of options during combat, but you're always in danger of dying kind of way. So I'm curious how this game turns out. And I guess there are a few options. It's just me trying to figure out what options I can do and when. Yeah, options. Let's turn things down a bit. Subtitles on the bottom are fine. You don't need to mute, really. Okay, that'll make things a bit better. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that'll make things a bit more audible, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so that's done. Improve performance in a PS4 in a turn-based PS4 game. Yeah. Right. It's intended to be played. Okay. Monsters leave corpses. Ooh. Yeah, I remember this game being sort of polarizing because it came out on early access. It was rather popular in early access. But then the final game came out, and people were disappointed with some of the decisions that were made. I'm kind of curious what some of those decisions were. I guess the problem was that the game was made even harder than it already was, which was saying a lot. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that the game became that punishing after the final release. I'm playing off a disc, obviously, so if there are already patches made since then, I haven't seen them. At least, I'm not going to be able to see them. Yeah, that's fine. Turn this on if you frequently start swapping a hero's position when you didn't intend to. Okay. Worry about that later. Let's stick with the basics for now. Here's a help option, which is always nice. Use the right stick to choose a new room destination. Use window up and down, toggle between inventory and map. Cross button to move a hero within the party. Hold cross button to restore default order. Start camping. Select fire one inventory if you have any. Plus triangle. I haven't had to camp yet. Or at least haven't been able to, I don't think. Hold L2 to view the gameplay effects like light level and hero status conditions. Touch button right to be in the quest. Yeah, this game uses the touchpad on the PS4, but you have to press it either left or you have to use the right half of the touchpad button, which I didn't think was a thing. First game I've played where touching the pad to one side or the other mattered. I didn't know that was a thing. Hold R2 to access the map controls. Square button to see heroes. Okay. Probably end up getting to that later because there's a glossary here too. We'll deal with that later. There's plenty of time to go over that. For now, we'll just rush headlong where angels appear to tread and die multiple times. And we'll learn as we die. Currently in a room. Right stick, select destination room map.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
It's just flavor text. On the hallway, use the left text. Okay. Hold down the R2 button to check out the map. I can move the map around with the right stick. Triangle to zoom in. X to zoom out. I have to hold the button down. But there's really only one thing to see here, so let's just keep moving forward. Press square to reset the view. Use the left stick to move forward.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Yeah. Combat is turn-based. In your hero's turn, select the skill icon, then select a target. If you can't select a particular skill, it's because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot, or there are no valid targets. Highlight the skill to see the requirement. Okay, use the left stick to see the skills on the bot, like right below my character right here. Alright, we're choosing the Bandito here. Do with the bandana on the left side of the screen. He's got an open vein. Bleed. 2 points per round for 3 rounds. So the enemy will bleed. Do you bleed? Well, yeah. Pistol shot. It's a ranged attack that I can't use yet. It's grayed out. The grape shot is a ranged attack that I can do, and I'm not sure why. Oh, see right there below the X? At the top of that little window there, you see 3 white pips on the left and 3 orange pips on the right. I think that determines who I can aim for with this particular skill. I didn't know that before. So that's probably why I can't choose the skill, because there are no enemies in those back 3 positions. So this is a shot that can be made from our rear 3 positions. And if I'm in the front, I can't execute the shot at all. And I can only shoot people in the rear 3 ranks. So basically, I can't shoot that dude who's in front because there's no one behind him. Okay, the grape shot blast can be executed from the middle 2 positions. So I can't execute the shot from the rear, from the front, or in the 4th rear position. And I can only shoot enemies in the front 3 positions. So I can target that enemy there. Tracking shot, can't shoot anyone who's in front, but he can shoot people in the back. The rear 3 positions. Okay, so that's what's going on. Okay, so I can aim for this dude in front. So let's just whack him with the open vein. This will cause bleeding for a couple of turns. Okay. Won't need to worry about that yet. Okay, I'm holding down the L2 button. Bleed resist for 3 rounds. Okay, so the bleeding is going to be reduced a little bit. -1 SPD for 3 rounds, whatever that means. Options. That means speed. Let me see where speed is explained. Let's see. SPD, short for speed. Speed influences the order in which combatants act. Initiative is re-rolled each round. Okay, whatever. We're about the details about that later. This dude's gonna attack with a smite attack. What else does he have? Zealous accusation, which is kind of amusing. It does damage to the 2 enemies in front. Stunning blow can attack either enemy in front. Bulwark of faith. Mark target on. Okay, am I the target? The torch is made brighter. We'll worry about that later. Buff self. So am I. So I take 25% protection. Okay, so it's a buff. So for now, this is an infinite. This is a skill that I can use over and over again. This is a skill that I can. Where does it say? Yeah, this skill is a skill I can only use once per fight. It looks like. I can only use it against. I can only use it if I'm in the first 2 rows. That's okay. The first 2. Only the front 2 ranks can use that. Okay.
Confidence surges.
There you go. That was a lot of explanation for very little action, but I'm making sense of the game because I'm just starting. It's a research tree. Okay, each time if you take it, will occupy space in your inventory. Hold L2 and press the left stick. Yeah, there's a lot of hold L2, hold R2. There's a lot of shift holding, basically. It's a compromise. I mean, this game was on PC, and it's like, okay, we're going to convert this to a gamepad. Let's do a lot of shifting. Hold this button while pressing a face button. That kind of thing. Oh, well, use LT to show you the details about the items available for loot with inventory, too. It's not too bad, to be honest. So I'm holding down L2 so I can see what this... So it's like tooltips. Because in a PC version, you kind of hold your mouse over the item to see what the explanation is, but there are no tooltips in a console game with a gamepad, right? So I can just hold down L2 for the equivalent of tooltips. Fine. There's also contextual help, right? Is it L1? Okay. The game will explain that. Yeah. So the options menu gives you some contextual help. Like here. Okay, right stick to move forward or backward. I guess we already know that. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so we're going to take that. And let's use the left stick to move forward. Press ahead. Okay, there's a treasure chest coming up. No, it's just a camp. Curios. While exploring, you often find interactive objects. Plus the X. Press the cross button to investigate them with the active hero. Take a look at this tent. It's like it's supposed to be a European game. They're calling it the cross button. Okay. X. Someone has camped here recently. Investigate. You
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Okay. So I can press the R2. Okay, press down on the D-pad to switch between the map screen and the inventory screen. So down on the D-pad for that. Okay. So L2. So I have 2 foods, 2 food units, and 150 gold. And I can hold down this triangle button to discard items, but we're not going to do that. So we'll press circle to cancel that. Okay, down. Let's move forward. This game's been on PC for a while, but I've been kind of leery about getting it because the price never drops below $7. And the game never seemed that interesting. It seemed interesting enough for like a $5 bargain resistance, for like a $5 bargain purchase. Okay, both of these guys have ranged attacks, so I have to keep that in mind. Okay, navigate info. Oh, holding down the L2 button. I'm using the left stick to check out what all these characters have. HP, stress. We'll worry about the stress mechanic later. HP. I took a couple of points of damage from that shotgun blast. Whatever kind of blast it was. This guy's an action remaining. This guy's already shot, but he only has 12 HP. So we can probably take him out pretty quickly. So, pistol range. Yeah. Remember, this shot can only affect the 3 enemies in back. Grape shot blast can attack both enemies. The front 3 enemies. This one can attack the back 3 enemies. I only have 1 shot remaining. I don't have any A or areas effect attacks. So I can only attack 1 of these enemies. Let's see. Let's take out the dude in the back. Damage modification. So it makes him weaker, it looks like. Bypasses stealth, yeah, whatever. So I increase damage, accuracy, and critical hit chance. Okay, let's do that. We'll attack the dude in the back. I didn't do that much damage. That's okay. Need to pay attention to how much damage this stuff does. Okay, zealous accusation sounds great because we can target both of these enemies. Okay, so my damage went up for 1 battle. Okay. Let's see. Blow. I can attack the dude in the back with that. No, I can't. There's a dude in the front, so I can't attack him. The dude in the front is blocking him. Fair enough. Now I'm confused about what those 2 circles mean now. Let's see. It's weird that I can't attack the dude in the back with that. Fine. Might attack the dude in the front. No, stealth accusation. I'll attack them both. No, I can't. I can't do that. Okay, so I have to figure out what those orange blobs mean. Looks like my stress went up. Let me check on something. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say what all those orange pips mean, so I'll have to make sense of that later. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Who do I attack next? Do you have any shots remaining in this fight? I'll tell you what. I have to attack the dude in the back. Let's attack the dude in the front then. Why not? Regular melee attack. And now he's bleeding. He's gonna try and whittle us down, but if he's gonna keep missing like that, he won't be a big threat. See, he's got a point blank shot. He probably can't attack us in the back. Probably can't attack the dude in the back, but that's okay. Stunning blow. It didn't do that much damage. But, okay, he was resistant to that. Give him another open vein, shall we? See? We're taking him out. Okay, he whittled us down a little bit. We should win this fight. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Stunning blow. Stun 100% base. Okay. I guess he is stunned, isn't he? Nope. But he's losing health all 3 rounds. And he's slower too, which helps. Let's just take some initiative. He's down. And there's no corpse on the ground, so that's good. Missed again. Let's take this dude out. Grape shot blast. And he dodged it, of course. Fine, I guess we're going melee.
Press this advantage.
Yep, down he goes.
Give them no quarter.
Well, there's no more quarter to give anyway. They're both dead. I took them all. I held down the X button to grab them all. You have the option to return to town at any time. You need to return to the starting room of the dungeon engine. Okay, so it's a quick way to leave. Maybe in early access that wasn't available, but it is now. So we're leaving because there's nothing more to see here. Wait, I probably should have stayed so that I can grab the treasure chest. Did I miss that treasure chest? Well, hopefully I grabbed whatever's in that treasure chest. Gain more resolve. Press the touchpad left to gain contextual help.
This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are bound to them.
Yeah, thanks, I hate it. Okay, caretaker gods with the right stick. Caretaker goals, excuse me. Gotta have goals. This week, complete your first foray to the ruins, defeat the oppressed necromancer. So yeah, basically it's a big long list of everything we had to do at some point in the game. Okay, get help where you may. On any screen in the game, press touchpad left to see contextual help. Well, I was using the options button to get contextual help. We'll see how that goes. Try while in town, exploring, fighting, camping, and more. Okay. Options. That contextual help? Yeah, left. The left half of the trackpad does that. Touchpad, sorry. I don't want to accidentally embark on a quest. Nothing much to do here. Let's go to the stagecoach and get a couple more people.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
As you can tell, this game's pretty morbid. Let's see. Upgrading the stagecoach increases the available heroes for hire each week. Or increases your roster size. So I think every excursion to the dungeon takes a week, I think. We'll see how that works. So I can hold down the L2 button to increase our stagecoach. Okay, on the bottom of the screen, you see, let me see what that says. L2 to access upgrades for the buildings with a hero selected. Press the square button to inspect them. Use the cross button to hire and replace new heroes in your roster. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Yeah, not as useful as I thought. Okay. Contextual help isn't as useful as I thought. So we have, so you see right here underneath that cross right here? It says 3 scrolls and 4 shields. Is that how much it costs to increase the stagecoach network? It's on the bottom of the screen right here, underneath, on the bottom where it says 6,660 gold. Well, you numerologists out there are probably going to love that. You can see 10 statue heads, I guess. 10 photos. Then next to that, you see 14 scrolls and 20 shields. So I can spend 3 of those scrolls and 4 of those shields to increase my stagecoach network. To increase the number of available heroes to 3.
Great
So I've done
heroes
that.
can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
Okay, so now you can see on the bottom of the screen right here, 6,660 gold, that's fine. I now have only 11 scrolls and 16 shields, because I spent some to purchase this stagecoach network upgrade. So increases the number of recruits available for hire. The change will take effect after you return from your next quest. Well, fine. Down here, increases the size of the roster to 13. I guess we don't need that yet. Well, how big is it now? Well, I guess on the right-hand side of the screen right there. Top right-hand corner of the screen. See where it says 2/10? So I guess that's the size of my roster now, is 10. I only have 2 people in my roster right now, it looks like. We'll add to that in a second. Experienced recruits. Provides a chance of higher level recruits appearing in the stagecoach, but requires instructor mastery level 1, weaponsmithing level 1, armor smithing level 1. So I don't have any of that yet, it looks like. Can I increase the number of available heroes to 4? Well, probably won't matter at this point. 8, 10. But I can spend more of my scrolls and shields to increase that to 4. But now I can't afford any more upgrades. You can see on the bottom of the screen right there, I only have 3 scrolls and 6 shields left. Sorry. Okay, over here. Use the left stick to choose between these 2 people. Got a plague doctor. Hero details, press square. Preferred position, preferred target. Okay, so I guess this is a dude who prefers to hang out in the back and target enemies in the back. Press L2 or R. Press L1 or R1 to switch. Okay, here's the second option. So this is a Seeker Vestal. Well, I can't use any of these people yet, let's be honest. So the Seeker can be in any position and prefers to attack people in the front, while the Plague Doctor prefers to hang out in the back and attack enemies in the back. You can see those circles get bigger depending on their preferred position. So on the left-hand side, you see they're in white. Those are the heroes, and the targets are in red. So he prefers to attack enemies in the back rows, and prefers to hang out in our back rows. Yeah, combat skills. Yeah, so she can be anywhere, and she prefers to attack up front. Okay. So we can grab both of these individuals. I press X for some reason. Circle. Oh, I pressed X to rename the hero. We'll keep her as is. We'll rename everyone to Black Panther characters later. I'm using the D-pad to see what's going on with this character. Nothing to see here. Switch outfit. She has 4 outfits. We'll keep her in white. Diseases. We got no diseases. Resistances. That's her base skill. Okay. Not a trap queen. Death blow. 6-7%. Okay, whatever that means. Resistances to death blows. Okay. So that's how resistant she is to certain buffs and debuffs. She will not be moved. Well, there's a 30% chance she will not be moved. Let's see. Camping skills. Pep talk. 1 companion to reduce their stress for 4 battles. Stress is apparently one of those resources in this game. Because as your stress level goes up, I think you're more likely to suffer debilitating conditions. Debuffs, things like that. We'll see how that goes. Bless. 1 companion. Don't know what time cost means. Pray for all companions if religious. If they're not religious, reduces their stress. So if they're religious, reduces their stress even more. So yeah, so if they're religious, they lose more stress. But if they're not religious, they lose significantly less stress. If religious, increases their... So it makes them less stressed and more fortified for 4 battles. Okay. So it's like what do you call that? Not affiliation. And not there's a word that Ogre Battle used to use. I forget what it's called. Alignment, I think it's called. It's based on alignment. If you're religiously aligned, faith has the same principle in Final Fantasy Tactics. If you have more faith, magic spells are worth more to you. So if someone heals you with a magic spell and you have a lot of faith, you gain a bit more HP. If an enemy attacks you with a fire spell, it does more damage to you. Because in that game's mechanic, faith determines how strong the effectiveness of magic spells on you, as well as the magic spells you cast, basically. Which I think is kind of amusing. Let's see. Although I want to say in Final Fantasy Tactics, I want to say the level was always between 50 and 100. like in school, your grade, A through E, I suppose, or A through F. Okay, her attacks: melee bashing, dazzling light, divine grace, hand of light. And we switch. There we go. Okay. Press the circle button to leave that area. If I can press X to see what all this stuff is about. I'm just gonna see if I can grab everybody. X. There we go.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Chill out a little bit, dude.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
When you're here, spend some of your starting arrows and stuff. I think we already did that. To upgrade, hold L2. That's, yep. Fine. Because I already did that. It's a rite of heirlooms to spend. Okay, hold down the R2 button. Check out your companions here. Should be a button down there, I thought. Sort by class, sort by stress. So I want to say that that white square underneath all their names is their stress level. I forget. Yeah, these guys are level 1. The old guys are level 1, but the new guys are level 0, and I guess that makes sense. Okay, what else can I see? R2. Triangle. There isn't much more you can do in town right now. Time to embark on a quest. We'll do that in a second. R1. Yeah, the activity log. Week 1, Stagecoach is now unlocked. Stagecoach has been leveled up to 14%. Okay, more secrets. Okay. So that shows you what I've already done. The ruins have been unlocked. This must now apprentice highwayman level 1. Ruins now apprentice crusader level 1. Yeah, so I'm now in the hamlet. That's fine. So I guess I'm the one being escorted by these individuals. R2. Wait, circle. R2. Let's go to the inventory with the triangle button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. There's a little chest there. Triangle. Okay. L2. Reduces stress. Death blow resistance. Well, I guess they're all equipped, so I don't have to worry about that. Sort doesn't matter, I guess. Well, they're sorted now. Yay. Circle. Anything else I need to worry about? Because I don't know what those red marks mean. Let's keep them right there. Don't need to move anyone around. So we can't visit any of these other areas in town here. I'm using the D-pad to switch between different areas. So I can't use any of this. Circle. Well, I went down here. See that? What is that? Okay. So there's a little arrow down there. What does that mean? Trade heirlooms. For what? Oh, I can trade those, Oh, I can trade those for, other skills, I guess? Blacksmith skills. Yeah, we can't do that. Okay, see, I kind of wish the game would explain this, but it's not. Can I get myself more heirlooms? Oh, I see what's going on. So I got 10 of those. I have no idea what those are for, by the way. See these right here? I know what the scrolls are for. And I know what the shields are for. Because I can use those to upgrade the network. The Stagecoach network. But I don't know what that's for. Huh. I guess I picked that up during, I guess I picked that up when I was exploring the dungeon. So I'm using the D-pad to go down here. Kind of wish the game would have explained that, but it hasn't yet. Huh. I'll worry about that later. Learn something new all the time. Embark. Wait.
A mecca of
Quest
madness
parties.
and
Select
morbidity.
a quest and form an adventuring party of 4 heroes
Your
to
work
embark on it.
begins.
Select quest to the left stick, see their details. Place heroes into slots at the bottom of the screen to form your party by holding R2 and pressing the cross button. Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, before we do that, let's go back with the circle button. Okay, let me go here. Graveyard, view fallen heroes, but no one's died yet. Ancestors' memoirs, let's just peek.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Rogue Legacy, huh?
Most will
I'll
end
do a
up
video of
here,
that later. I got it on
covered
PC.
in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Nothing to see here. But eventually, when people die, we'll see a lot more of that. Circle. Let's see. Embark. By pressing the right half of the touchpad. Now, rewards. I can see. I hold down the L2 to explain what all these rewards are. So I guess this is an heirloom. Okay. So I can press left or right on the D-pad to see what my options are. The game is telling me don't go here at all. Do not even think about going in here yet. Fine. So I can go in here instead. I am restless. Okay, just a second. Holding down the R2 button to select each of these characters. So, what's her name? Becky with the white hood is going down there. Use left or right on the D-pad. I want her to be in the middle row, actually. I want her to be in the second row, because she prefers the first 2 rows. So let's put Dismas. Where does he prefer to be, actually? Can I check out his skill set just a second? Let me see what he wants. Like, where does he prefer to be? Press the square button for that. So I held down the R2 button, and I press square to see what he prefers. He prefers the middle 2 positions, okay, second and third row, and he prefers to target enemies in the middle 2 rows as well. Okay, so that makes sense. Press L1 or R1. So Reynold prefers to be in the first 2 rows and attack the enemies in the first 2 rows. He's a God-fearing kleptomaniac. Thou shalt not steal, bro. Munville, Becky with the white hood, can be anywhere. But Diel, and she prefers to attack enemies in front. Diel, unfortunately, prefers to be in the back 2 rows, preferably in the 3rd row. So, I guess Becky... I'll have to change her name eventually. I'll probably change her name right now. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll mess around with this a bit. Becky. Okay. No, we're not going to dismiss her. We'll be fine. Okay, so we can put her in any row. And let's see, circle. R2, square. Okay, so Diel can be in the back row. Let's put him in the 3rd spot. And Becky can be in the back. She doesn't care where she is. So basically, Becky doesn't care where she is. She doesn't seem to have any real strong preference either way. Let's right on the trackpad. R1. X. Put him here. Diel can be in the 3rd, and Becky can be in the back. She doesn't seem to care. The usual suspects. No Kobayashi, I guess. So we're getting ready to start. Provision. Press right on the D-pad, or right on the trackpad.
The cost of preparedness,
Okay.
measured now in gold, later in blood.
Brr. Provisions for the journey. You want to take different supplies depending on what region you are going to, how long the quest is, now your own preference, but always bring some food and torches. Yeah. Bring at least 8 food and 4 torches. Woo! See details by name, hold on, L2. Okay, so we'll stop the video here, and I'll come back in a second.